Alrighty. Bene, bene, bene. Allora, siamo pronti ragazzi? Are we ready? Hey Denise! Heya, heya, heya. Ok. Dwayne, let's start painting our orcs. Allora, ragazzuoli, come funziona? Yes, orcs. The orcs for the lesson. I'll start with the two smaller ones. Okay? I'll show you my different approach. Let's find a palette we like. You choose. I'll just show you what greens I have here. And let's see. You use like a dark turquoise for the shadows, right? I don't have that exact color. I can just recreate it, mixing with it with some blue. Okay. Let's say that I have these greens. Lo sai che Musha mette direttamente le mini dal piatto sull'alcol? Sì, sì, perché è così che si fa. Si prende la mini, si mette sulla cosa, si lava tutto e ti si lava pure il piatto dalla resina. Oh. E poi dopo l'acqua calda. I use dark turquoise for the blue. Okay, I don't have dark turquoise. I only have real turquoise. Okay, so let me show you the names of these greens. Okay, so these are the greens I have. Just let me know which one you like. I already have an idea in mind, like Kraken, Hunter, and Flubber, which are like this. Very similar to yours, maybe. But there are also these two which are a bit desaturated. But if you want to have garish colors, I'd suggest to go with these three tones. But just let me know. My sugar is angry. Okay, let's shake meanwhile the flubber. Okay, great. Hunter. Okay. And Kraken. Yes, please do. I can just add a tip of turquoise here to the Kraken to have your same dark turquoise. Okay, these are not the max formula, so they're a bit more liquid. But I'll try my best. Always few drops of the ultimate varnish, as always, and or the max matte. It's the same. Just use it to have some nice help during the blending stuff. So I'll start with the smaller miniature. I'll start with the smaller one, and I'll do cell shading on this one. Once I've set up all the lights and shadows and show you how they work, okay, we can do the glazing method directly here on this miniature. For the glazing, even if you use the airbrush, it's the same thing. What I usually do when I want to start with glazing, when I want to mainly use the glazing technique, I usually start with the mid-tone, then glaze the max light, and once I'm done and I've set up all the mid and lights, I go with glazing all the shadows. Okay, I'll just keep it as last step. While for cell shading, I'll start instead from the darker tones, then I apply the mid tones and then the max lights. So let me show you. Just want to darken it a bit. Okay. This is how I mix the colors with the ultramatte. Prendo che supporti, poi lavo, asciugo e polimerizzo. Okay, while I wash directly into the alcohol with the whole thingy, where the plate of the printer, I wash it in the alcohol, and then with boiled water, I keep all I remove the minis from the plate and put them in boiled water for like 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, so that I can remove easily the supports. But yes, if you have the water washable, yes. By the way, Dwayne, these orcs are amazing. I love them. These are the best orcs I've ever seen. And I think that even with Durotan colors, skin colors, they would look great. Grande Barbie! Mitico. Fratum. If you're watching Appreciate Mistakes streaming, say hello to him from Musha. I'll save this streaming, by the way, and upload it on YouTube. Just this part, starting from the orc thing, so that you guys can rewatch it. Absolutely. I could have used a bigger brush here, but I'm dumb. Or an eye brush. Yep, indeed. But with my needle is a bit hard to do such a small surface. Also cause I've just noticed that my compressor is stuck to 4 bar pressure and I cannot reduce it to 2 bars. Therefore, this means I have to buy a new compressor. God damn it. Yeah, 4 brush and 0.4 needle. It's like I can just paint my car with that pressure and needle. It's way too many. My game can't even have okay. Yeah, the problem is that it's stuck. I don't know why. I think it's broken the valve inside. I turn it around, but it doesn't work. Però mi si è rotto il cosino che tu giri e regoli la pressione, no? Mi si è bloccato, cioè io lo giro quanto mi pare in tutte le direzioni del mondo, ma non mi modifica la pressione, esce solo a 4. Mi si è rotto. Quindi il riduttore, cioè non so a che altezza lo metti. Perché eventualmente sì, cioè meglio 15 euro che 200 di compressore. Just applying a second layer. Just to be sure to have a plain surface, okay? It's a bit darker in real life. Just let me fix the colors you see. Because it's not that bright. It's tricky. Let me check. 1 second. Whoops. What the fuck I did? Damn. Ok. Allora, la ferramenta ce l'ha. Ah, ok, comunque sostituire tutto a un componente. Ah, ok, ok. For bar, otherwise you break the gun. Ouch. Ok. Sorry, Dwayne. Okay, let me check. White is out of balance, but it likes it sucks because it's not okay. Okay, this is more like reality. Yeah, I think I'll keep it to daylight. Cause okay, even cloudy, okay, it's good. Flash, not that much. Custom. I can keep it custom. Yes. Okay, great. Way better. Absolutely. Okay. What did you send me? Okay, the color you're using, I suppose. Praticamente. Okay, almost there. So we can start with theory. Okay. Let's do the end too. Sorry for the out focus. But it happens when you turn your mini super fast. Okay. Okay, I think we are ready. Let me read everything. Oh, yo, Nathan! Hey, ya! How are you? Today, we're doing a nice lesson. We're not fucking around, as always. Allora, oggi ho ordinato 6 riduttori preziosi del mio lavoro, 100 euro al pezzo. Oh my god, that's too expensive. Io sono stabile, fra. Ho la connessione stabile, ma ci sono. Ok. È tipico di voi furiani. Okay, so recommended one. Yeah, I usually use the I used to have 2 compressors, and now I remember that I lent mine, the working one, to my friend, and he still has it after like 6 years. And since I had this one, I said, okay, it's fine. I can use this one even though it's broken. But only now I realize it's stuck to 4 bars. That's why. Surviving. The wife, oh damn, was back in hospital for another biopsy on Monday. So sorry. I hope she gets well very soon. Okay, guys, so theory time. Prima lo dico in inglese, poi lo traduco in italiano. So let me first explain in English, then I'll translate in Italian. So first thing first. When I was saying I'm swimming pool, the different amount of pain coming out was like, oh, what the fuck? So now you know why. Now you know. I'm a mess. Sorry, guys. Da dove viene? Artisan Guild. Okay, so first thing first. First approach. When you want to learn how to set lights, I recommend to use the cell shading method, because with this thing, you first focus on where to place the lights, and then you focus on the blend. Okay, once you are done with this miniature, we will go with the bigger one, where we will do directly the glazing method. Okay, but first we have to teach our eye to look where the light is placed. And the most important thing is that, let's say, 2 secrets. First thing, we have to set our focal point. Focal point means that you have few spots, not everything, few spots with a very max light, which could be even a 4th color, okay? And then we play around it, placing all the mid and light tones. After that, we work on each single section of the miniature. With single section, I mean, for instance, the shoulder has almost 4 sections, considering the sculpture. This is 1 section, this is the 2nd section, this is the 3rd section. 1 section, another section, 1 section, another section, 1 section, okay? This is what I mean. So each of these sections has its own light. And we're going to place mid-tone kinda everywhere, okay? While for the light, we have to think about our focal point where we want it to be, so that we can create volumetry. And volumetry is different, like just a bare light placement, okay? Because volumetry is based on the focal point and create that sort of atmosphere and ambience that you say, wow, okay? And it's not all flashed by light, because we cannot put a max highlight here or here, because if we have lights coming from this side, 45 degrees left side, right side, the light hits this point mainly, Okay, so these three spots are our focal point. Okay, and based on this, we first visualize in our mind this thing, and then we create all the volumetry around this focal point. Davvero? Non traduco? Grande, bomba. A forza di sentire i miei tutorial ti sei imparati i termini. Fantastico. Quindi ragazzi, prima io suggerisco di usare il cell shading, così ci concentriamo sul posizionamento delle luci. Quello su cui dobbiamo considerare all'inizio è il punto focale, ovvero il punto dove ci sarà l'attenzione della nostra miniatura quando la andiamo a vedere, dove ci sarà la massima luce, che potrà essere addirittura un quarto colore rispetto ai tre che abbiamo selezionato, ok? Ancora più chiaro. Basandoci su quello andiamo a creare tutte le altre luci, va bene? Quindi, so first thing first, let's start with mid-tone. Ah, e quando dico ogni sezione, per sezione intendo ogni singolo pezzetto di scultura che è separato, no? Per esempio in questo caso del muscolo. So, let's start with the mid-tone. As I did before. Few of the matte. And then we can start. As I said before, this is not the max formula, so it's a bit more liquid, therefore I might be doing an extra layer. Ogni muscolo, esatto. So let's start with the mid-tone, okay? Another thing is that light always touch the upper part of the muscles. So if we have our focal point here, okay, I'm just sketching it. Light should be like this. Imagine it as if each section is a sort of whatchamacallit? Non mi viene il termine contenitore. Come si dice? Just one second. Contenitore. Container? No. Yeah, okay, a container. Imagine it as if it's a container of a liquid, okay? Another thing is that the midtone must cover at least the 70% of the surface. 70, not 100%, because we have to we have to keep our shadow. Quindi il tono medio copre il 70% della superficie, non il 100%. We have a little line here between these same muscles, so we can just take advantage of it, leave a little space, and continue on the other side. Don't think about the blending. Think about light placement, okay? Oh yes, green. For the head around surfaces, I usually cover with mid-tone the whole upper part and leave the side with the dark color, with the dark tone, except for, yeah, ears and cheeks. But face volumetry is something apart, okay? Same thing here on the hand. Let's paint only the upper parts. And for fingers means that if we are holding the weapon like this, half of the finger This one is mid-tone, and this one is dark tone, okay? Then, when we want to apply the max light, it will only be the first finger and half of the second. This way we create volumetry, ok? Ti prego, questa clippamela di Mag che è bellissima. I'm just following the sculpture, okay? Especially these ones from Artisan Guild are damn perfect to practice because we have easy shapes. Same thing here on the pectorals. We have 3 muscles. It's not much visible due to the bird, but imagine it. Here on the neck, we have 3 muscles as well. The abs here, only the upper part. Usually on the breast, I keep the mid-tone right above the nipples. After that, it's dark tone. Come on. Focus. Okay, my camera decided to be an asshole. Okay. Okay, and we have only applied the mid-tone. Only like this looks good, okay? We can see each single section marked properly. And now for the max light, which is this one, okay? We have to focus around our focal point, where we want our attention to be. At first glance, we see the miniature. Okay, guys? So. Yo, Dennis! Yo, Pistrakas! Welcome. Okay. So, same thing. Me la mandi poi su quell'altro, su Discordia. Dwayne, is it all clear till now? Now, let's start with the focal point. Grande, grazie mille. Light's coming from here. Just sketch. Don't think about the blending. It's something we will do later with the 50-50 mix. This is the first point. This is the second point. The color is a bit liquid, I know, because it's not the max formula, so it is going to be a bit transparent. Ouch! Okay, no worries. You can rewatch the video, but if you have any question meanwhile, just feel free to ask. So these 3 spots are the very max light, where I'm going to yeah, exactly, where I'm going to add a little bit of ivory later on to enhance it and distinguish between the other max light point we have. which are just few spots around the focal point. And another important rule is for volumetry. Where the max light stands, we have right next to it the max shadow. In fact, if you can see here in this point, we have the darker tone we applied before. And right here in the line that joins the two muscles, we have the very max light that touches the darkest one. This thing, when we have max light and max shadows touching together, we enhance the contrast. Okay, so the darker shadows will look even darker and the light even lighter. Okay. Okay, this is how I'd place my lights. I won't go too much farther. I'll stick like this. Maybe we can add a few spots here. And now, with a tip of ivory, then glisters. Allora, if I sketch, the colors are usually to my liking, then the glisters. And range and table flips, smashes. Yeah, okay. You can have, since you like using airbrush, you can have a Spanish approach where, I don't know if you noticed that some of them usually sketch everything, okay, maybe with less sharp lines, of course, because I'm doing the cell shading method, but even if you sketch or do random brush strokes, okay, which mix and blend a little bit better already. After everything is set, even the max light, they apply a glaze, a very delicate glaze with airbrush using a mid-tone, and that thing will blend everything together. And you see a very, very super smooth transition, but you have the sketch underneath. Yes. Then they reapply very max light for the focal point in very few spots just to make it brighter, okay? That's their trick. Now for the very max light here on my focal point, I won't use pure ivory, otherwise it would look too bright, so I just mix this one, this color, ivory, and this green is like lime green. Yeah, that's super smart, because you play around with your brush strokes, random strokes, sketch, everything, and then once you're done and you like it, you just apply this very delicate glaze of mid-tone, which blend everything. Super damn smooth. That's the only reason why I'd use the airbrush, honestly. Super quick and easy. And you have the joy of using the brush and play with strokes. Something even Bourbon can do, then I must be able to do it. Oh, Barbie! Okay, so this is our sketch. This is how volumetry works. And now it's time to blend it, okay? Just let me take a few shots so that I can post it later. Now it's time to blend, the funniest part. This is a good exercise. I highly recommend to try the 50-50 method, because This way you understand not only how to mix the colors, okay, but also how the dilution you're applying works. So if it's too much diluted, okay, how it blends, does it blends, okay, not much diluted, it's not covering, it's covering, it's not covering, depending on the color brand, etc. So this is my 50-50. It's something between layer and glazing. As you can see, it's already almost blended, but we just add this little help with the 50-50. Because the first two colors I used are very close together, so they don't really need much blending, but the very interesting part would be between the mid-tone and the max tone. Okay, so I only had to fix a few spots. Okay, now let's mix these two, which is the hardest part. I'm not even using the right brush though. This one doesn't have the tip. So let's see if this one is the right. Probably not. So I have to, let me see. Let me first change the brush. This one, yes. Yeah, maybe. Too long the tip. But... I'm adding a bit more of mid-tone to see if it works. This is harder because there's bigger distance between the two tones, so we just have to find the real 50-50 mix between the two. Lower the light a bit. Whoop, damn. Too much. Okay. Because it looks super bright on camera. Come al solito. We can even glaze all over everything. If it's too hard, because the color are too distant, we can glaze over the light one, and then reapply the bright one with glazing. La Red Panda Dance l'ho levata per il momentos. Tornerà, penso, dalla prossima settimana. Ok. Just to make it smoother here, I'm doing a sort of glazing with the mid-tone and then right after, sorry, apply the very max light. So we're playing both with glazing and 50-50. Because here the 50-50 mix is a bit harder because these greens are very distant. So we can glaze over the light tone with the mid tone and then reapply the light. This way they blend together. With a stain here. Then I wait for that section to dry properly and I move on. Then I go back there. So this is what the Spanish guys do, but with brush instead of airbrush. I have to lower the light because it's too bright, the very max light. So we tune it down a bit and then we re-highlight. This way you play with dilution, you learn how they work, how much they cover. And you already have all the light placed properly, so now you only have to follow what you've done before and focus on blending using both 50-50 and glazing. Remember the brush strokes, of course, since we're highlighting, all the strokes must go from the darker side, the darker tone, to the lighter one, always. See the head, super blended. It's not much. It's not much visible. Okay. Now I'll try to smooth this line with darker tone and mid tone. Play around until I find the right dilution, and if I go above the lighter part, I don't care because I can always go with mid-tone right after and reblend with glazing. Okay, see, now it's smooth. If you darken an area, go from light to shadow. If you light an area, go from dark to light. Just let me switch brush because this one has a ruined tip. Just let me show you the picture from the phone, so maybe you see it better. Oh, come on. Okay. It's blended, okay? So I'm only playing around with this mixture. Okay, this tip, this brush tip is too thin and long, but this is the only brush I have at the moment. So I'll just make it work. Now let's work on this line here. Mainly using mid and darker tone, and then reblend it with a lighter one, 50-50 mix, and it's done. Blended. Same thing here. Ah, anche, sì sì. Grande. Anche Dima, devi stampare. Hai detto bene. We can add few light here. Not exaggerating, of course. Just making few adjustments now that I have the whole atmosphere set. Now I want to enhance the focal point. The head is fine, but I want to enhance it on here on the shoulder. So I'll go with glaze. I added few areas compared to what I said before, but I'll just stick around the forehead, the shoulder here, the upper part, and the bicep. Then we can reblend it. Now that is still a bit wet with the mint tone, and then remix it with the light. Just play with 50-50 mix. Now perché purple? Quello è per aumentare il contrasto. Ora ci arriviamo. Sì, sì, puoi farlo anche sul modello piccolo, eh. Non è che la dimensione fa la cosa. Però adesso aspetta, ci arriviamo con calma. Prima sfumiamoci bene. We can also reduce a little bit the contrast with a thin glaze here in the line between the two muscles. To make it delicate. And it has a sense because here we have the very max light. So even the shadow is a bit lighter. Great, I like it. So we can go farther. Non ancora, non ancora. Tanto nel momento in cui si trasferisce ti prende, ti passa a prendere e ti porta su. Ok. And I can say that we are done. Now we can enhance. I'm sorry that the camera doesn't show it properly. It looks like more fluo, but it's not. Just let me just take a screenshot. Okay, just to show you maybe the real sensation. Okay. So now, as Andrea suggested, we can enhance even more the contrast, okay? And to do so, we can use violet, purple. I have my marine blue here. So I'll just see this marine blue mixed together with this kraken, how it looks like. Okay, still too bright. Let me see. No, this is too light. We need a stronger purple. Okay, maybe adding, we can add some sangria. Let me see. Yeah. Here we have our stronger violet. 1 second, guys, sorry. Okay, guys, Salvo had the great idea to bring Mac for food for dinner tonight, so I only have half an hour. Damn. Okay, what I was saying, yeah, that ringtone is super perfect. What I was saying that now we have our purple here. Like, let's say something between glaze and wash consistency, so liquid. We can apply delicate veils like this. If it's too much, don't worry, don't panic. Just remove the line that stains. And we can just go into the deepest recesses just to enhance the contrast. You can even use blue, it's fine too, as well. I'm dead. I'm dead. Yes, exactly, Dwayne. Honestly, I'm not even hungry, so it's a must too. I have to. I have to eat what he brought home. No, I stained everything. Don't mess up, Musha. Don't mess up. Clean everything before it dries. Okay. If I stain it, don't worry. Just reapply the darker tone. Okay. So this is just a tiny tip to increase the contrast in some areas. It's not a must. It's just an extra, let's say. But you can already notice the difference. Let's do it here on the back as well. You can even do this thing with the airbrush. It's faster, of course. And you probably have less stains. And as you can see, when I'm coloring these shadows, my brush strokes goes from the lighter part to the darker one. So this way we had more contrast, for sure. We're making it more dynamic as well. Okay, I think this way is fine, fine enough. Sì, ho messo la playlist di Space Marine. Okay, let me take a picture. Che bello, mi sta scoppiando il telefono. Ok. Alright, now it's time to do the same thing, but with glazing directly. Ja, Herr Brecht. Hey guys. So, as I said earlier, this time I'll start with mid-tone instead of darker tone, ok? Sgranchirsi. Ok, ci sta. Bevo pure. Ok. I just told Salvo that I have to finish my live till 10:30. So this time we start with mid-tone. As I said before, this is not the max formula, so I'll have to apply the second layer for sure. Because I told him I had a live till 10:30. And I have lots of people today. I have 11 spectators, viewers. Which is something extraordinary. As I usually have 5 to 7. I'll just stay till I finish this explanation. And it takes a bit. Okay, need more hunter green. Not now. You have to respect my schedule. Because I respect his. He had to train Kung Fu till 9:30. And he went out earlier because he was tired. I just tell him that I'll go back home once I'm done. This one, due to the palette, will look a bit brighter, I think. But we'll see. Okay. Okay, now let's use the hair dryer. So we can apply the second layer. Yes, use the airbrush hair dryer. Yeah, that thing, the double action is something I damn love from the airbrush. That you can dry your color instantly. That thing is super cool, I must admit it. Second layer. My brush is a bit ruined, that's why you see all the stripes. I'll just fix it later. Well, I'll just do it now. I'm lazy and I don't want to switch brush. Let's find one with smoother bristles. Let's see. Okay, better. So we don't have to apply a third layer. In che senso? Questo è un altro. Sta passando la base coat del secondo, dobbiamo ancora lumeggiarlo e fare tutto. Ah, ok, ok. Vabbè, mo, fammi passare la base coat intanto. Qui è per far vedere il glazing come funziona. che è un'altra tecnica. By the way, I'm happy that Thursday works better than Friday. And I saw a lot of streamers are streaming on Thursday. Maybe it's like the nerd day of the week. Ti farò piacere pure questo, D-Mag. You guys can try all the methods you want, you like. I think that you have to test and try everything until you find the one you feel more comfortable with. Dovete provare tutti I metodi, ragazzi, poi dopo trovate il vostro, quello che vi piace di più. I call it copy to learn journey. And it's what I've been doing in the last 5 years. And it's the same thing you do if you study at the art academy. You copy all the style, methods, and theory and stuff like that from other artists until you find yours and you create yours. Questo è il verde che non mi viene, è lantern green, basta. Friday is a day more used for obligations, visit, dinners, birthday party. Yeah, right. It's true. That's true. Yeah, I think that Tuesday and Thursday are the best days for streaming. So I'll try, for this month, I'll try only Thursday and I'll see. If the range is like this one, which is 12 at the moment, and I love you guys. Thank you very much for following me. And I hope that you're enjoying the streaming. I'll stick to Thursday and then maybe add a Saturday when I'm free from the master, university master, and Tuesday. Ok guys, now it's time for the glazing. Lo dico prima in inglese e poi lo traduco in italiano. I'll explain it in English first and then I'll translate quickly in Italian. Glazing doesn't work as cell shading because we cannot do glazes having these three tones too much distant in hues, okay? So what we have to do is to create like 2 midtones between 2 colors and then 2 other midtones between the 2 other colors. Okay, so we'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers, okay? 7 tones of glazing. So I finished my midtone, so let's just reapply it. And the first step I usually do with glazing is to set the lights first. And then once everything is done, I'll just glaze with, in this case with a purple. I'll use the Wonka Violet, which is already prepared for the shadows, okay? So what I'm going to do now, since we have started with the midtone, I'll just do this mixture. I'll just lighten the midtone a bit, not too much. It has to be close to the first stone we put varnish. Glaze consistency. Remember the glaze consistency? This is glaze consistency. Transparency at 60% approximately. Brush strokes here are super important. We already know where we want the light to be from the previous mini. And here we start. This method takes a lot. You have to wait for it to dry properly, and then you can go on. If you don't see much a difference, you can add a little bit of the lighter color. And remember to reduce the area little by little the further you go with lighter colors. Questa tecnica, ragazzi, impiega tanto tempo. Dovete aspettare che si asciughi perfettamente lo strato inferiore. I'm sorry that you cannot see it properly. It looks like all flashed. I'll try to darken the light a bit to see if it's working. Maybe with the next step we'll be able to see it. Altra cosa importante, la direzione delle pennellate. Sempre dal basso verso l'alto per le luci. From bottom to top for the lights. Remember the brush strokes direction, which is important. I'm using the flat surface, the flat part of the brush, because what is that? Mumu style. The flat part of the brush, because the miniature is bigger. So if you just have a bigger brush, is way better. Green is not a great color to show on cameras. Sorry, I just found out this thing. It's like God. Let me try, let me see if... Yeah, no, the custom one is the good one. Sorry. Now let's lighten it a bit more. And let's slowly increase the light. Narrowing the area. You'll see the result better later when we will add the shadows. Adesso schiariamo ancora di più, riduciamo sempre di più l'area di pittura. E ovviamente il risultato lo vedrete meglio quando aggiungerò le ombre. Purtroppo il verde non è un colore che piace alla videocamera, quindi vi sembrerà tutto piatto. Sfortunatamente io sto scurendo, ma... What is that? Oh, thank you for the beats. Thank you. Beat trains. As you can see, with this method is already smooth. But you have to be super precise with the color dilution to not leave stains. Ovviamente, come vedete, questo metodo è già tutto più sfumato, però dovete essere perfetti con la diluizione del colore, altrimenti non vi viene. Dovete fare attenzione a trovare la diluizione giusta in modo tale che non lasciate macchie. Okay, let's finish the breast here so that we can add some shadow and enhance the contrast so you maybe can see it better. Brush strokes, always right direction. From bottom to top. On small parts, like the finger, is a bit harder to glaze, of course, so just go with the cell shading and 50-50 mix. Don't care about it. Maybe compared to the 50-50 mix when you do the cell shading, as you have to drag the color from mid-tone to the light part. Thank you so much for lol for the sub. Thank you. Maybe you can start a bit farther and cover more surface, because when the brush leaves the stroke from the beginning, from the starting point, it's like you're dragging all the transparency of the color, and you accumulate the color at the point you lift the brush. So it's like with your stroke, you're creating the transition. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you very much. I'll post all the pictures, of course, later, so you can see the difference between these two styles. But both works. The only thing if you want to use the glazing method, you must know already where you want to put your lights, because you cannot go back, okay? The only way you can fix your mistake here is to use the 50-50 mix. Wow, Life Train si avvicina, ragazzi. Okay, so I think that like this is fine. I'll just take a picture and show it to you from the phone, so maybe you can see it better. As always, sorry, but I didn't know that green sucks on camera. Let's lighten it up. Come on, focus. I hate when it does like this. Okay. as you can see, is super blended and smooth. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you guys. Now it's time to apply the shadow so we can enhance the contrast and see the difference. Here we have to be careful and very quick with a damp brush to remove these stains which may occur, ok? So, allora adesso usiamo il viola per fare le ombre e aumentare il contrasto. L'unica cosa, dobbiamo stare attenti pronti con un pennello mezzo umido in modo da rimuovere le macchie perché potrebbero rimanere. So I might be using Wonka Violet, the famous Wonka Violet that Andrea loves. I think this one is good. I'm not sure whether I might use tip of blue into it. Not really needed. Okay. Glaze consistency. As we said before, I'm helping myself with a bit of... Now, I want to use Imperium Blue. Where is it? Imperium Blue, which is a primary blue, to make it darker. Not too much, but darker. Because Marine Blue is already with some violet inside, so it's turning to more like magenta. Okay, this is the purple I was looking for. It's like Nagarat Night, if I'm not wrong. No, Xeros Purple. Xeros Purple. Okay, let's go. Let's start with an area we're sure we're not making huge damages to see how the color and brush is working. So bear in mind this trick also, guys. Fatelo prima su una parte dove se macchia o rovina non vi importa, così vedete anche un attimo come si comporta il colore. And here, where we have the stains, damp brush and remove them. Oops. Same thing, remember the brush strokes direction. Here we have the stain. If it remains, don't worry. Use like the mid-tone to fix it. Okay, don't panic. You can... It's acrylic, so you can fix everything. Se vi manca... Se vi dico vi rimane qualche macchia, non impanicatevi, usate il mid-tone e rimischiatelo, non è un problema, ok? With airbrush, of course, it's easier, as I said before. But I'm just showing you how it should work. Remember, you can fix any mistake. Maybe blue compared to violet stains less on green. Forse il blu, diciamo, macchia leggermente di meno sul verde. Let's give it a try. I'm using Imperium blue. Yeah, blue is leaving less stains. This is due to the fact that it's blue. It's an analogous color for green, while violet has blue in between. Oh, thank you for the bits. So yes, blue is a better and easier choice to not leave stains and have a nice contrast anyways. Okay. Violet is leaving stains because we have blue between green and violet. So the contrast is, the distance between the two hues is wider. Okay. I'm exaggerating, I know, but we want a lovely contrast. Yeah, as you can see, even here, it's blending automatically. This is the magic, guys, of color theory. You can't go against color theory. Nothing to say. Quindi ragazzi, dicevo, il blu sfuma molto meglio con il verde perché è un colore analogo, quindi è un colore che sta subito vicino al verde, rispetto al viola che macchia perché comunque c'è il blu di mezzo, quindi saltiamo una tonalità. Di conseguenza macchia. Questo è il motivo per cui macchia. Ok? Invece il blu, come potete vedere, sfuma praticamente quasi da solo. Perché è un colore analogo, quindi sta là, sta vicino al verde. After you set the blue, you can add extra shadow with violet, if you want to. Una volta che avete messo il blu, potete a quel punto mettere il viola. Because blue is close to violet. So you'll have no stains. Perché il blu è vicino al viola e quindi non avrete le macchie. So for instance, let's try with violet here. Way better. It's super dark, the contrast, but it's fine because we have deep shadows on this side and even here under his arm where the light doesn't even touch the mini. We're creating huge contrasts here. And once we're done with this, we can rebuild our lights if we want. Una volta che abbiamo fatto questo lavoro, si può rilavorare sulle luci, always with blending, with glazing, sorry. Sempre con il metodo del glazing. yellowizione con lime. Ora il lime non lo sto usando, ma Flubber Green più avorio ti dà il lime, quindi va bene. Ora, ripeto, qui quando c'è le luci mi dispiace che è super mega sparaflesciato, ma nella realtà non lo è. I'll just take a picture in a second so you can see better the blending and the contrast. Let's see. Okay, I think we're fine. Let me just take a picture. Video too. Ok. Vediamo se si vede. Buonanotte Dima, già vai? Grande. So as you can see here, we created the same contrast we had with the other method. Really sorry that green is a nasty color to see on camera. A domani, grazie Dima. Kisses. So, here we have both methods, 50-50 mix, cell shading and 50-50 mix. So we first focus on light placement and then on blending. And here we already know where to put our lights and shadows, okay? So we can already start with glazing. The result is kind of the same, okay, guys? The real difference here is that on glazing, you must know the dilution perfectly, because if it's too washy or if it's too layery, you stain or you have too thick layer compared to a glaze, which let's say take advantage of the brush stroke to create the transparency and blend it automatically. So for the first approach, I recommend you to do the cell shading and 50-50 method, especially if you don't know exactly where to put the light. While if you're already a bit advanced or more confident, you can try the glazing directly, okay? So this is tutorial for today's streaming. I thank you very much, every viewer. Oh, ciao mama. We've been a lot today. We had like a medium of 12 people watching the streaming, and so happy. So I think that Thursday is a great day for streaming. I hope that you enjoyed the streaming. I hope that you like this kind of tutorial, this kind of painting method and techniques. I highly recommend you to try both. I'm available on Discord or Instagram if you need any help. So thank you very much, guys, for being with me, and see you next Thursday. Bye bye. Ciao ragazzi, ci vediamo giovedì prossimo.